Hello, my name is Hailey Roberson, and today I'll be sharing my capstone project, which is titled Transportation Education, Addressing High Schoolers' Concerns with Public Transit. To begin with the background, Seattle's public transportation is a key part of the Puget Sound region's future. In 2024 alone, there were over 151 million transit trips reached in the Puget Sound region. With urban expansion and the increasing urgency of climate change, it's critical that we make our transit system safe, accessible, and reliable, especially for the next generation. That's where young people come in. If we can engage them now, they'll grow into lifelong riders, which will also help to reduce our carbon emissions and promote sustainable practices in urban cities. So, to go into my research, the driving question behind it was what factors are directly impacting youth engagement and usage with public transportation services in Seattle? As a student and intern with Seattle Subway Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to public transit expansion in Seattle, I wanted to understand why more young people don't use the system regularly and what changes could help increase youth ridership overall. For my methodology to approach this, I did these steps. First, working with Seattle Subway, I participated in high school outreach events at three campuses. The high schools included North Middle College High School, located in Northgate, South Middle College High School, located in Rainier Valley, and Seattle Fusion Academy, located in Eastlake. I also participated in community outreach events such as the Capitol Hill and Fremont Farmers Markets, and also did canvassing at Climate Pledge Arena before a Kraken game. I then interviewed a Sound Transit official to get a professional perspective and feedback on the transit system currently, also to see what the Sound Transit future plans are in Seattle. I then conducted a student survey, which was voluntary and anonymous, and gathered information and their direct feedback about their experiences and concerns with public transportation. I also curated interactive games and activities within my own presentation for more engagement in the classroom and educational knowledge. Here in figure one is a picture of myself in a classroom giving a presentation and working directly with communicating to high school students. For my results section, in the first results in figure two. This is a bar chart showing the number of responses from high school students and some of the recommended improvements that can be implemented. So the first recommended improvement was better routes and then cleaner stations, so sanitation, better lit stops with more lighting for when it's dark outside, more safety measures that also can include like security or more fair or transit fare ambassadors. And then other, they were allowed to elaborate on in written out responses. And then in figure three, these are two different pie charts comparing students' feelings on accessibility and safety concerns. On the left, the first question was, would you be more likely to use public transportation if it were more convenient? I included the factors of cleanliness, safer, and vicinity closer to them. And most of them said yes, that they would. And then in the second pie chart, how safe do you feel while using public transportation in Seattle? There's an overall neutral response, but still there's reasonable doubt to say that most high school students still feel unsafe when using public transit. It's not 100% guarantee. And then in figure four, my Sound Transit official interview. To round out my research, I shared the student concerns with a Sound Transit official, specifically the Sound Transit Safety Program Manager, and just asked them questions based on the feedback, especially from the use and how what their professional take would be on it, and how they can help influence policy and planning and see how we can bridge the gap between youths and professionals in transportation sectors. And then for my key takeaways from all the survey data and collection I did, the data revealed that there were three main factors First, that reliability, accessibility, and safety factors affect ridership for high school students the most in Seattle. To go over safety, listening to youth is really important. So the safety factor is important in acknowledging their own personal concerns. So we saw 25 students wanted more safety regulations as seen in figure 2. And in figure 3, students showed a concern with safety regulations, mostly felt this concern from the occurrence of violent people in the Seattle region. And then next, accessibility. The data showed that students would use transportation services more frequently if they felt safer and had better access, shown in figure 3. And examples the students included were walking to and from stations between home and school, and some other students described how they would want to take the bus between practices for sports, but sometimes that would not be possible because it's too far of a walk. And then the third factor identified was reliability. Around 31 students recommended cleaner stations, 17 students recommended better routes, and many of these students stated that transit routes and timing are not reliable or very accurate, as seen in figure 2. And this includes delayed arrival of buses or link stations due to construction or other outside factors. So getting to places on time is an issue for high school students' reliability with transit services. Recognizing safety and accessibility concerns with the Sound Transit official as well identified in my interview with them will help to improve public transportation services overall, seen in figure 4. And then for my significance, some important things to note is that listening to youths and young people is essential. They offer clear, valuable insights about transit systems that can impact their daily lives and give new perspectives to transportation, as well as collaboration between organizations and community matters. Understanding that transit-oriented development and a focus in community-based solutions can be really effective. And programs like Seattle Subway Foundation play a vital role in connecting the public to decision makers as well. And to go into the transit-oriented development, or TOD, these strategies must include youth voices for the future, um, to truly have community-centered and future-proof solutions. In closing, I hope this project helps bring attention to how important it is to involve young people in public transportation planning. If we want a cleaner, more connected, and more sustainable city, we need to make transit a viable, reliable, safer, and more accessible choice for all people, especially the next generation. Um, for my acknowledgments, I'd like to thank Eugene Kramer at Seattle Subway, my advisor, Olivia Harwedel, and the high school students and teachers who participated in my presentation and research, and all, of course, my family and friends for their ongoing support and love for me. Thank you so much.